Hi, I'm Dr. Pierre Milo, narrating my book Rising from the Ashes of Loss, My Voyage Through Grief, available at Amazon.com. Post number 30. We are in the post-loss period, and I experience anger, depression, boredom, letting go of the old attachments. I feel I have to create a new identity, reinventing myself, redirecting released energy towards new goal. And these, by the way, are all stages of grieving that one experience at one time or another. So my crushing loneliness, although acting out my pain with my new toy brings some momentarily relief, making a fool of myself by driving my caddy like a maniac is not going to solve the issue and can only get me into deep trouble. The loneliness and the boredom I feel is profoundly rooted, and although I have come a long way in positively managing my grief, it is still not over, and I feel help is needed. Well, not help really. I prefer the word support. My sixth sense of independence will not allow me to break down and ask for help. I don't know. Always been like that. It's a thing with me. Another damn issue I'll have to work on eventually. I've never been a social beast, as they say. I'm more of the semi-loner type, sitting by myself in a corner, observing people going on about their business. So joining social groups in the light does not appeal to me. A therapist? Whoa. The mere thought of it gives me the creeps. My ego will not suffer it, no dice. Then, as I'm cogitating on the matter, the word BFO comes to mind. I remember reading about the Bereaved Families of Ontario, which is a non-profit organization dedicated to supporting grieving people who are going through a different period of losing a loved one. I make arrangements to meet with them. This turns out to be the best move I ever made. My first contact with the grieving group. The place is small, the atmosphere warm and friendly. The coordinator, makes me feel at ease and seems to understand my grief instantly, even just after a short talk upon my arrival. What a relief. I am then invited to join in their many support groups, which consist of people sitting in a circle around a facilitator whose task is to encourage the participant to express their feelings about their loss. I'm so enthusiastic about the whole process that I decide on the spot to become a volunteer facilitator myself. Not everyone can become a facilitator, of course, and I have to fill out a bunch of forms and pass an interview to evaluate if I fit the psychological profile required to take on this challenging task. I receive a passing grade, yay. And I am scheduled for the next training course that is to take place in the following spring. Meanwhile, part of my education will be to attend the support groups a couple of times a month, at least, which will at the same time offer me the support I need. I leave the place with a good feeling and enjoy a short reprieve from the stabbing knife in my gut. As I drive back home to my empty house, my mind is still occupied by the details and the impression that the place left on me. Aside from the courtesy and the genuine compassion I felt from the staff, what struck me the most is the massive amount of flyers, pamphlets, and books on grieving that they have available for borrowing. Impressive. I recommend it to everybody in my position. They range from grieving the loss of a child, the loss of a parent, a sibling, a spouse, the loss by suicide, and it just goes on and on. They even have a substantial array of literature covering the loss of a pet, A pet. That brings me back to my old buddy Max. I've been thinking a lot about the little guy since I'm alone, and it stirs a lot of mixed emotions. How could I not? Right now, he's the only living thing in my house. Heck, in my immediate life. But he's getting old, and I can read the signs everywhere. His ears are shot, and he bumps into things as he's slowly losing his vision. His sight is not the only thing going either. His mind is too, I suspect. The loss of Louise was very hard on him also, and it left a noticeable mark. The other day, in a fit of confusion, he started running towards my neighbor, thinking it was me, or maybe Louise, while I was just standing there by his side. I kept calling him back to no avail, and in the end I had to run like a madman to get to him. I was afraid he would get hit by a car, damn it. I'm too old for this. His hind legs are weak, and he's incontinent, which is a real pain in the butt. Picking up pee and poop on the floor is not my idea of fun. But I love the little guy. Always did. I think I always will, no matter what. Since the very first moment I held this cute, soft, black, silky, furry puppy in my arms, as he was joyfully licking my ears, I felt I could never part from him. Love the guy. I know the time will come when I have to do the right thing, but for now, the medication I give him seems to keep the suffering at bay, so I'll hold off on that decision, maybe a month, 6 months, a year, who knows. I'll be inspired when the moment comes. Am I doing it for him or for me? Mostly for me, I guess, as I feel I could not endure another heavy loss in my life right now. So it will be diapers for you, buddy, like it or not. Pale blue diapers, that is the only thing available. We know it's embarrassing, and we hope there are no females around to make fun of you while we parade in that ridiculous accoutrement. Hey, old pal, I tell him, while he looks at me with his half-open, water-retired eyes. It's the only color they had, man. Sorry, buddy. Hey, you dog diapers makers. I say out loud, what the heck are you thinking? Could you not make a better effort and at least offer black and white products to fit most dog collars? Who's ever heard of a blue freaking dog? Wake up, guys. Anyway, pages turn, life goes on, and blue diaper wearing Max and I try to make the best of every due day as more challenges await us at each corner, and there are many corners. Music in the grieving process, a zen moment. I'm a musician, and music is extremely important to me, so I make the best out of it. April shower brings May flowers, they used to say. But nowadays it is rather May showers bring June flowers. And the dismal weather does not help my grief. Today is another damn rainy Monday, and I'm sitting in front of my computer screen, lazily reading my emails. I'm in no particular mood, if not a little bored with the weather, and I'll look for things to do later on in the day. As I distractedly listen to Michael Bublé's warm, velvety voice coming through my speakers, rendering his version of The Way You Look Tonight. What a nice song. I tap my foot on the floor to the cool, sensual bossa nova beat, and I give in to the idea that it could not be much a bad day after all. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, totally unexpectedly, like an explosion, an image of Louise's dying face pops up in my mind, and I'm instantly engulfed in a kaleidoscope of raw and painful memories of the dreadful day when she left me. These days, these things happen. At once, my world is unequivocally turned upside down. The damn roller coaster ride's back again. Crap. I feel invincible, clawing hands creeping inside my... I feel invisible, that is. Clawing hands creeping inside my chest, encroaching on my heart like a monster's tentacle, while with a piercing stomach jab, the unmistakable signs of grief reappear. Not fighting it, as I know darn well that there is no evading grief. I decide to rough it out, stretch back on my director's chair, punch the media player's repeat button, rest my head, close my eyes, and allow the music to do its cleansing magic. Surrendering to the beautiful melody, I experience only conflict, though. Or where there would be soothing tenderness, there is only growing hurt and sorrow. Every musical note a stabbing blade, every word an aching memory. As the song keeps playing over and over, I begin to feel the music seeping in through every fiber of my being, vibrating my every core, digging in deeper and deeper into my pain, and I weep. I weep a lot. There seems to be no end to the liberating tears rolling down my cheek, and I don't even bother to wipe them, as they abundantly run along my neck to soak the collar of my shirt. But as time passes, a transition occurs, and progressively, music becomes only music. Words become only words. The weeping finally subsides, and I recapture some kind of composure. Maybe there'll be flowers in June, I hope.